Let's go live. Get a little water. Smoking this pressure. Get a little water. Peace, peace, peace. Reflections. Come on in. Come on in, peace reflections. Hold on. Let me send this to some people. Peace reflections. Come on in. I'm just sending this to some people. Just sending this to some people. Peace, peace. Can y'all hear me? Throw a one in the chat. Peace, y'all. Peace, peace, love my Italian. Peace, y'all. Y'all know I'm out here having my little smoke. How y'all doing? Peace, Susan. How y'all doing? How y'all doing? Peace reflections. How y'all doing? All right. You know, it's a lot going on. I'm trying to think about how to start out this conversation, tribe. You know, thank you, thank you. What's the deal, y'all? You know, y'all on some for real stuff. As a spiritual being right now, looking at what their reality is, it make you almost feel like you know you can't be from this place, bro. Like, y'all, some of the stuff, man, Bird Box on 1,000 degrees right now. Like, for me, it's almost like I'm caught in a split. Like, I'm literally in two places at one time. Like, it's almost like I'm getting so much like spiritual download, stuff like that, different things. Hold on, y'all. Let me turn on my do not disturb. Wait a minute. I gotta go D&D. Because they get ready to start hitting me. Hold up. Give me a second. Every time I get on here, it starts. You understand? But the messages. But listen, y'all, on some for real stuff. Like, the stuff that's coming out or the stuff that's taking place in their reality or whatever, it ain't part of my reality. And you know, I've always wondered, and I sit here and I was like, you know, why these people, one second, why they want to go so hard? Hold on. Can y'all hear me over that truck? But anyway, I always wonder why they want to go so hard on like spirituality, like getting in tune with yourself. You understand? Why is it always an attack on that type of thinking? You understand? And I realize what it is about spirituality that they don't want people to get in tune with. When you become spiritual, it takes you to a place of solitude where you have to just be with yourself. And in that solitude, you gain wisdom, not knowledge. Knowledge is what's in a book. That don't make you a wise man, because that's somebody's interpretation of what reality is. What makes you a wise man is when you can sit down in the solitude of self. Everything, the good, what you consider good from your perspective, what you consider bad, and you can analyze yourself, your surroundings, your circumstance, and your situation. The key to that is when you sit down with yourself and you start realizing your circumstance and your situation, you can see clearly the deception. And you can see clearly who the enemy is and what's blocking you. And you could get in such a magnetic place, in such a spiritual alignment, that you set yourself back on the right track. And then they can't con you into a contract and pull you off of what your greatness is and your God power, bro. When you sit down in that solitude, you can't look at nothing but yourself. The buck stopped there. You in there and overstand. That's when you stop looking to a government, a religious leader, a teacher, everything, a mother, a father, and you just look at yourself and you take accountability for all actions that you did. Because at the end of the day, whatever your circumstance, and understand circumstance, it's a circle, it's a cycle. That's why that word's in there. It's a circle, it's accumulation of cycles. Circumstance, stance. What's a stance? The way you stand, the way your being is. Let's go. The circumstance is the circumstances that you created. And when you realize that, you break from this illusion of their reality, because you realize that these people can't help you. All they could do is manipulate your mind into a system of control, so you could believe that they here to help you out of your circumstance. But then you realize that circumstance got to do with your cycle and your stance. And can't no man change that but you. So I sit here today and I look at their reality. What's their reality right now? It's miserable. They a miserable being, bro. I'm telling you, bro, they so miserable right now. Like all of this good cosmic energy coming in, all of this time to ascend, all of this beautiful things that's happening to the chosen. And you know what they doing? They putting every low vibration out here, every negative frequency, doing blood rituals out in public. Like, they done descended on the major cities. Did y'all hear about that? This old dude up in office, I'm not calling him a president. He ain't nothing to me. He ain't nothing to me. I give him no authority over my life anymore. I didn't elect him. He's nothing to me. People gotta wake the fuck up. Wasn't my choice, and he'll never be my choice. What they doing will never be my choice. I'll never be silent, I'll never be quiet, and I'll never bow down. I'll never bow, bro. Man, this realm can go, or I could go from it where I need to be. But I ain't finna be here and be a slave to nobody, to no systems no more, to no governments, to none of that shit. And people need to wake the fuck up. Or go where they finna go. Because this dude basically told everybody. He said, I'm using the major cities as a test ground for war operations. Did y'all hear that? Like, The war already here. It's in the air. I'm going to get to that. But let's talk about it. Did y'all hear that dude literally said that he going to war with the major cities, y'all? Have you looked at Chicago? The terrorism that ICE is doing and inflicting on people, the terrorism that the federal government is inflicting on people, the terrorism that the police is inflicting on people right now. People who came to this country for a better fucking way of life, because that's the promise that your other government gave them. See, the play is this. Didn't they say they was doing this to get rid of Trende Agwu? Ain't that what they said they was doing this for? They was implementing this ICE shit to get rid of the Venezuelan gangs or whatever that had came here, Trende Agwu. But when they did it, who the first motherfuckers that they come to get right now? Working people. People that actually follow the system, that they can track in the system and go and get. Why you think that is? You snatching up people that's here legally, but you told us that you was going after illegal people. What's that really about? Then in these detention centers, which is really concentration camps, let's talk about it. A detention center and a concentration camp is the same fucking thing. Look at history, y'all. Let's not let them put a pretty picture on the worst right now.
Every American sitting at home right now needs to realize that you are paying for a genocide.
Those concentration camps, I'm calling them what they is. You got people missing out of there. Did y'all hear about that? That migrants just was missing. They don't know what happened to them. They taking flights of people and dropping them off supposedly in foreign countries in Africa where they ain't got no type of ties or nothing like that. It was a story came out where you had somebody that was tracking some of the planes, and some of the planes went, that was supposed to be carrying the people, went out over the ocean and then turned back around. Big ass cargo planes. Why are you flying people in cargo planes that you could just open up and let all of them people out over the ocean? Real murder going on right now. Real people dying at the hands of our government. And motherfuckers sitting still and watching it. And now it's coming to us. Because the motherfucker said he's sending federal agents in there to the ICE facilities. See, the ICE setup was so that he could send the federal people in there. And basically, y'all under martial law. We got National Guard troops in cities on citizens. But the last time I checked, wasn't the National Guard here to protect the borders and protect the citizens that they attacking? The very citizens who taxpayer dollars they using now to come out here and harass. I said that, love my Italian. You telling the truth. Every time ICE come to a city, the missing children rates go up. The missing homeless rates go up. What you think they doing with these people, y'all? Who you think was the original people in them concentration camps? You better wake up. It's the same people in them motherfucking right now. Then we had some other crazy mess. The government shut down. That's good, bitch. Shut it down. Care nothing about that. Ain't shit governed in my mind. Man, yup, it's martial law for sure under people's noses. It's martial law. Call it what it is. National Guard troops in your city policing you, in your city whooping your ass. Did y'all see how they was whooping them people's ass in Chicago last night? They own people too. It was Caucasian on Caucasian out there, bro. They was beating reporters and every fucking thing. A bunch of fucking MAGA demons, bro. MAGA is an order of Satanism. They a bunch of demons. Motherfuckers don't want to call things what the fuck they really is, bro. The worst, bro. They the worst. Shit sad. I told people to come out them fucking cities, bro. I told my people to come out them cities because I knew the target was going to be on our fucking back, bro. That's what they... And man, y'all, anytime these people implement anything, bro, anything, it's always as a system of control that's going to come back to black and brown, melanated and brown people, bro. Ever. Why is that? Because you the true heirs to the land. You the true heirs to extraterrestrial land. You the only real God on this land. And the only way they gonna control you is with a system of control. Because if everything was just free, motherfucker, you would be free. And they would have no control. The illusion of power, bro. The people with the real power is the motherfuckers that's enslaved. And the people that ain't got shit is the motherfuckers that's around here pushing all of these illusions and false fucking realities on fucking people. This motherfucker a true criminal. Donald Trump is a criminal. And a PDF file. Let's talk about it. Did you hear your boy had got up there? Lord have mercy, I done forgot this man's name. I see his lizard ass face. I put the article up there. Ted Cruz said something to the effect, and somebody could give me the direct quote if you want to. Yeah, Ted Cruz talking about we need to forget about the pedophiles. I'm over it, bro. Bro, I'm over this shit. I'm over it. I'm over it. Y'all, I'm over it, bro. I'm great mother, come take it. Bro, I'm over it. I never live on the earth where it's acceptable to hurt and molest a fucking child. And I'll never live on the earth where I'm hearing people that's supposed to be y'all elected officials, because I ain't elected them to shit, to say we need to forget about it. They pushing that shit on all social media. You understand? Like, as a spiritual being, bruh, I just looked at that shit. Then yesterday, y'all, I got to ride on this too, because this shit ain't okay. They on our kids' minds with it too. Because, you know, kids into social media and they into these fucking fake ass celebrities and stuff. They ain't even watching the news right now, y'all. Gen Z ain't even seeing that these motherfuckers trying to implement digital IDs and everything and all kind of shit to put they ass in slavery. That's what this shit's all about. Peace, goddess. But anyway, yesterday, y'all, I couldn't help it. I got caught up in it because my daughters was caught up in it. And I just got to speak on this as a woman, a divine feminine. And I got to say this to all the other divine feminines. We got to get out here, yo, and we got to start talking to these girls, these kids. And we got to start spreading the right magnetism to these kids. Because what they got up over our kids is some of the most low vibrational, hedonistic, succubus women I have ever visualized, seen, felt, aura in my life. Y'all, that Cardi B and Nicki Minaj shit that went on yesterday, when we was having one of the biggest cosmic ascensions that's done ever been on this planet in 20,000 years. Yes, I came here to save the kids. Let's talk about it all. Y'all might not have even came across this because you understand when you spiritual, you understand you don't follow the news circuit. You don't follow celebrities because you become your own celestial. But if you playing on they board, you gotta understand you can't be in a vacuum, bro. Sometimes you gotta descend down into hell with them. That was the story of the Christ. He wasn't around the people that already had the knowledge, motherfucker. He went and he was around that story. He was around and spreading the magnetism to who? The thieves, the prostitutes, the people who needed to get awakened. See, that's the key. Because in spirituality, sometimes we always like to get caught in our comfortable circles, you understand, our comfortable cycles. But the Great Mother put some of us here to walk a walk that everybody can't walk. And sometimes you got to take your magnetism to the depth of the darkness, motherfucker, because you the only motherfucker that can go to the dark and transmute that darkness to light. Because you had that experience, you had that story for a reason. So don't think you went through trials and tribulations or whatever you went through, and now that you done got past them, that you won't have to pull that toolbox back out and walk that walk again to save or to do the Great Mother's work. That's the reason why she gave you that experience, so you would know how to defeat it again if you had to go down there, or help another lost soul learn how to defeat that cycle so they could become great like you. Over and understand that. So you can't be out here judging, because there's nothing to be judged, you understand, but only your judgment in your mind and your perception. So when you realize that everything's a fucking battlefield. So let's talk about the other battlefield. Let's talk about X. Yesterday, it was a horrible story came out. Yesterday, on one of our biggest cosmic ascension days, when people was getting their cosmic crowns, they had 2 succubuses, double power, out here on our youth with the bullshit. Melanated women follow them. You got grown-ass melanated women that follow Nicki Minaj and follow Cardi B. I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna say they low vibrational ass name. Straight witches, straight succubus energy, straight demons, okay? Straight done sacrificed your soul and gave it up to the worst, okay? You don't even got no souls no more. That's what they on. Man, they got up there on Twitter, y'all. I ain't never seen so much horrible spelling in all of my life, y'all. They was on there spelling back and forth. Did anybody get any wind of the spell work that was going on Twitter yesterday between Nicki Minaj and motherfucking Cardi B? And then they pulled JT into it like it was a whole bunch of witches on there pulling down the worst frequency on the earth yesterday. Right on our kids' minds, yo. They was on there talking about the worst shit, yo. Man, wishing death on each other's children, talking about PDF files and pedophilia. Man, Cardi B told that girl out, put a spell out there and said something about you that had come in your mouth since you was a child, talking about Nicki Minaj getting molested by her dad. All kind of horrible spell work, bro. I ain't never. That's how I know we at the end, bro. When they pull out all them fucking witches right there to put all of them spell works into motherfucking X like that against our kids, putting light frequency and sound of the most negative thing. The most negative thing. Boy, they was praying. So I'm finna pray on your ass too, bitches. You think the Great Mother don't see you? You think I don't see you? A wicked bitch better tread light right now. When you coming for our kids, man. A wicked bitch better tread real light. And that's all I'm gonna say. Because all that spelling shit y'all did yesterday on X, we returning all that to sender, baby. I'ma absorb all of that. And I'm going to magnify it and send it right back to you in all your bloodlines. Let it percolate on them, in them, around them, till it devour them to nothing. You want to channel death to our children and think that the great mother put divine feminine that could absorb that energy and channel it right back to your ass for a motherfucking lizard fucking god that ain't even nothing? Don't play with us no more, because we ain't coming to play with y'all. Watch what's getting ready to happen to all of them. And I'm going to say less, because ain't shit else to be said. Battle lines done been drawn, y'all. We been at war. So let's get it. Speaking of let's getting it, Star Family in the air, the dragons in the air. Any of y'all been seeing that? Because their time is definitely up. It's over. Star Family is literally here. Literally. They talking about it's drones, y'all, in the air. Them ain't drones. They got drones in the air, but they fight and they trying to fight something else that's here. It's not them droning each other, y'all. This fight is them against Earth. It's them against cosmic beings too that's coming back here trying to liberate. We liberating ourselves because we opening up the portals to make this happen. China tried to build a big ass dam. That story came out to try to slow the earth down. Did y'all see that? Article came out that China built this big ass dam or whatever, and they tried to say that it bent the earth's axis and slowed the earth down. That's how hard these motherfuckers trying to channel the waters, the free energy of Tiamat to try to stop what's already inevitable to occur. So let's talk about all of these drones and stuff they talking about that's over Denmark, France, all of this type of stuff. Y'all, what you gotta enter and understand is portals up there. It's temples up there. We from up there. All of those old stuff that they telling y'all was Tartarian structures and all of that type of stuff. We built that extraterrestrially. It's all free energy up there. All them castles and shits, moats and all of that stuff up there. Them shits go off of plasma energy, okay? Some of them things got catacombs and shit that go thousands of feet down, okay? And it's energetic centers in the earth that light up, understand, and activate that shit and send a beacon, boom, up into the air. When that happens, you see a Fibonacci sign. Like you saw in February, you see a Fibonacci sign. It looked like a little Milky Way. The same Milky Way that's on your crown right here, the same one. And then when that energy come in, the Star Family could come in because that's one of their stations. Light, frequency, and sound. 369 algorithm formula. I'm just telling y'all what it is. And so we got them up there and they up there. When the Star Family comes, that's when they go up there with their drones. That's when they start, when the Star Family attacking the sea, that's when they start blowing up the sea. These motherfuckers all on the same side. They all in one accord, okay? They all in the Antarctica Treaty on one accord. You gotta realize that. So how can you be fighting each other if you all on the same accord? You're not. That's the illusion. See what you gotta enter and understand. And I'm just telling y'all what it is. It's some extraterrestrial beings here. Yes, beings that have extraterrestrial lineage here. That's been bound here for a long ass time. A long time. Before time. And those beings chose to stay here. Chose to get locked in a prison. Yeah, it's Red October. We chose to get locked in a prison, y'all. We chose this. Because that's why we the chosen. We chose this. Because somebody had to be here to open it back up for now. Good day. Good day. We had to be here to open it back up for now. And so that's all we doing, y'all. This is over. It's been over. The illusion of power that they got is over. Ain't nothing that they could do now that we don't know what they doing, y'all. For real. Yeah, we had to eradicate the evil here first. It can't get out of here. We can't let it out of here, right? And it's taking accountability for our own actions. Because our actions created this dimension. And our actions created these beings. So now our actions got to set it right. And that's why the firmament got locked. And that's why I can't nothing come in. Except what we let in. And for a long time, we was letting in the worst. Because we was asleep. And we ain't know no better. But then, we awakened. And now, we control it all. So, what we gotta do, family? We gotta keep on ascending, y'all. We gotta rise above this on a mental plane. You gotta call on your spiritual protection. Get in contact with your ancestors. Call on something higher than man right now, which is you. Which is your spirit guides, your angels of protection, which is you. It's that time now. Because it's happening, y'all. You know, I looked at nature. You enter and understand all of the events that's taking place on the earth. And y'all know I've been keeping up with that for years. You understand, just watching certain areas, giving warnings for years, telling people you live by dams, move, all of that shit. Warned the major cities, told them to leave. I ain't gonna even get into that because we in it now. It's too late. For real. But what I'll say is, if you watch nature and you're not distracted by these people on the stage, you could really feel that something's changing and something coming. All in the same day. We got avalanches. Thousands of people are drowning to death. Villages getting wiped out. Mudslides, landslides, major earthquakes. People getting buried under rubble. We just had a storm system. What was it? Umberto and Amilda or whatever. That just merged together over the Atlantic, bro. And getting ready to go and hit them over there. Like some miraculous stuff is happening where you know that something else is going on. Like nature is moving strategically right now. It's strategic areas that's getting wiped down. It's strategic bloodlines that's getting took down right now. If you know anything about the true history, you can kind of understand what's happening. You can understand why Spain looked the way it do. They is drowning. They is burning. And they is quaking. Italy. Northern Italy. Man, 7 inches of rain in 30 minutes. They got more rain in 30 minutes than they got in a whole 4 months. What is we talking about right now? Multiple volcanoes going off, y'all. Setting records. And then cosmic events is happening, y'all. We seeing all the suns is in the sky. We seeing multiple lunar planets, bro, because them ain't moons. I'm telling people those the suns, bro, but people ain't listening to it. We got 9 suns, bro. And the crystal sun is back. That's why we get in our crystal chakra activation and all of this stuff going on. It makes perfect sense if you think about it. It's more than one sun, y'all. You got more than one chakra. How everything just gonna be attached to the red sun, the red chakra? Come on, y'all. Every chakra is linked to a sun, bro. The 9 main ones, and then you got 120, which is a multiplicity of the number 3 or the number 9. The star systems that broke up off the original 9 give you 120, man. I ain't gonna get into it. What you gotta realize about us is we are space. We are the solar system. So if you want to know what's going on in the real solar system, how many suns it is, how many main chakras is it? It's 9, it's not 7. That's how many suns it is. How many galaxies stretch off of them suns? You got 120 chakras. Each one of them chakras, nerve roots, is linked to another star system, another galaxy that stretch off from them suns. 120. Study yourself, you'll know the solar system. Study their books, you'll know what they want you to know. You're the microcosm in the macrocosm. We shrunk, came down here because we wanted to have an experience in dense form, but we're not just in dense form. So of course, in our dense form, wouldn't you have everything that you would be if you was the solar system? So everything has to be a rendition of something that's in the solar system, in the physical man. Okay? All of those energies have to exist as a mass. And since you're in 2-dimensional planes, and this is the plane of light, that's the C squared. E equals MC squared, that's you. You an energy, a frequency. Not a mass, not this mass. This mass is just a rendition, a hologram. So every piece of you is something that exists in the solar system, because you literally is a rendition of that. In mass form. So if you know that, they can't trick you with no book. You already know what's going on in the cosmos because you can feel it in certain places, and that's how you know what suns is getting activated. You gonna know when the sun's cosmically aligned because the sun's in you gonna cosmically align like it already has, and we done got our alignment. I told y'all we was in a XXX black alignment. Everybody's feeling it, but don't even realize the XXX black alignment is in you, and that you is Nibiru. That was a mistranslation, bro. People looking outside of themselves for Nibiru when you Nibiru, bro. Go look at them texts again and put it in yourself, and then you'll understand. The Great Destroyer. The generator operator destroyer. That's us. We can generate, we can operate, and we can destroy, and we can create again. Everything is a rendition of us. All of our temples is a rendition of us. Why? Because if you render us, you render what? The Most High. In matter form. So if you realize that, we're going to go back to what I said. We're going to cycle back to the beginning of the conversation. When you get in spirituality, you realize that, and then you become what? a wise man, and then what? They can't control your perception of reality, and then what? They can't govern your mind, and then what? They can't control. You lifted the veil. So lift your veil, man. Study yourself. You want to know how to live? Study what gonna make you live. Study yourself. And when you do that, you're gonna know everything. But you gotta go what? To the solitude, right? That's the key. So y'all, what we gonna see? I already put everybody up on what? That the energy is ramping up because the highest cosmic energies in the winter. You know what, Empress, Lady Lagrada? That's deep what you're saying right there. Because let's talk about the emotionalness real quick. Enter and overstand. What is the soul? Energy and motion. Ashe. Ain't it? Hormones, Horus. Ain't it? All right. So as that energy hitting you, energy and motion, it's going to do what? Hit on those emotions. It's supposed to. And you balance it. So I say a lot of meditation, a lot of grounding right now, for real. A lot of breathing. You understand, breathing helps your wave. It helps your sine wave. Honestly and truthfully, it helps reset your body. It give you a raw set. Okay? Raw and set. You understand? You got a raw set. You understand? You get high energy. You understand? You got a raw set it. And so those emotions, the hormones, Horus, gonna go through your body and cause certain stuff. You enter and understand, and that's when you know that's you're a cosmic being. You feeling the energy. Your body communicating with you. It's telling you what? I need a raw set. My circus is surging. I need a raw set. That's all. And that's the balance. Ashe, that's when you balance yourself out. You know, the energy's high. Like, I have been going through a lot of my shadows. You understand? Like, and getting really in tune with being in the in-between. Like, my spiritual gifts are coming online at an exponential rate. And it's an amazing gift, y'all. But at the same time, it can be heavy. You understand? Like, it can be heavy sometimes. You understand? Because whenever you got to really look at yourself and really analyze things and stuff like that about yourself that really is indelible to the soul, really changed you, and really go in and really heal those energies, you understand? You feel it. You understand? You're going to get into emotion because that was a trapped energy that was bound, that's got to be free. You understand? When you went through that trial and tribulation, you took that emotion and you bottled it. You understand? And it stayed in you. You understand? And it grew, but you couldn't deal with it at that time. So now you understand, we in the renewal. You understand that energy neither created or destroyed you. It just got transferred somewhere because you couldn't deal with it at that time. But now you understand, you got to deal with it. When you go in that solitude, you got to pull up those experiences and you got to transmute that energy, you understand, into something new. You got to accept it. You understand what I'm saying? You got to come out of the denial, the fear. You understand all of those things that paralyze your mind. You understand? And then you got to pull on that energy and you got to really meditate on that thing. You understand? That's right. Identify your process. And then you got to process it. That's actually what you do. You identify the issue. And then you got to process that information. Light, frequency, and sound. You in there and understand. Process those moments. And analyze what it was. And you know, when you look back on something that you went through, your perception is always different about that than when you went through it. It is some work. It's real hard work. Some people never do it. Some people never live long enough to do that. It's called the dark night of the soul, bro. Bro, the dark night of the soul. When you going through the dark road and you got to become your own light. Good gracious. Ain't no book for that, baby. That's what my ancestor said out here in the barrel. She like, ain't no book for that, baby. Ain't no book for that. Ain't no book for that. You gotta become the book. Can't nobody teach you that dark night of the soul shit, bro. That real shit, bro. It's that real shit. Man, I'm a Cancer. So y'all know my emotions. That's a strength. You understand? It's a strength. Because Cancers are hella empathic. We so empathic, man. Our heart, bro, can feel everything, bro. My heart can feel everything. I battle emotions, you understand. I have to fight to not bottle. You understand? To let it free. A Cancer, boy, we'll take it in the heart. Literally. We gotta be careful. Cancer, boy, we'll take it in the bones. Literally. Like, it'll go in us. Like, we'll absorb it, bro. Like, empath to the fullest degree of water, bro. We will absorb it. That's our spiritual gift. We're absorbers of emotions, bro. That's how we heal people, too. We absorb your frequencies and transmute it. A great amplifier. But it could take a toll on us, bro, if we don't balance. Pisces too, bro. Pisces even deeper with it, bro. Because Pisces go in the murky water. Like, you know, a Cancer is on the top. You understand? We'll go to the bottom too, but we like to come up and see the sun. A Pisces could go down in the deep abyss and stay down there a while, motherfucker. A Pisces that get so deep in the dimensional planes, bro. They some deep, they'll take it too. But at least y'all got a fin to navigate, bro. Period. Y'all got fins down there to navigate that dark water. Sometimes I got a Pisces daughter and I got a Pisces in my south node. So I'm a Cancer sun. Libra moon. You could tell I'm a Libra moon. Look at my hair and lashes, bro. Can't let that go. And then I'm a South Node Pisces. So in my last life, I was a Pisces. So I done mastered that, bro. And now I go there, bro. I go there. I go there, bro. I go there. Pisces is hella intuitive, too, boy. They some intuitive creatures. The only thing about them is they so intuitive and they can really live in such a dimensional split that they'll be living in another reality and other people won't even see the reality that they living in. Like, they can get so deep in it. Shay, you have beautiful energy too. The great mother made us great, bruh. I'm telling you. She gave us all the angles. Shay. You know? But for real, y'all. We just gotta get out here. We gotta cipher. We gotta spread good energy. You understand? Through this time. And we gonna be fine. You understand? The illusion of power is fading fast. And we getting ready to let it. We know what's coming. We know what's coming. We getting ready to let it. We know what's really happening. So we getting ready to let it. And it's time, you understand, for yourself. Don't let these people distract you off of your ascension. Don't let nothing distract you off of your ascension. Because the more you ascend, the more the obstacles is gonna come. Know this. Be ready for those. Be ready for those. Nothing worth anything is easy, y'all. It can't be. You can't grow. You gotta work at it. You in there and understand spirituality. You working at it. You working on yourself, bro. And that's never gonna be easy. Because you can never fully know yourself. It's always going to be a work in what? Progress. And you progress and you progress and you progress. You identify and you progress. You identify and you progress. And you're going to be doing that through your whole existence here. And you know, the trials and tribulations I went through now, 20 years from now when I look back on it, I have another ascension moment. I'll grow. But right now, what you're going through, if you're going through something, you might can't understand why. But it's going to make you a stronger soul and give you the tools and experience you need to become whatever you are to be. And you have to accept that and let yourself go with it. That's another thing, y'all. Get into acceptance. Doors are not closing, they open. It's perception and it's reality. Nothing can be taken from you that was already yours. And what is most important to you can never be taken unless you consciously give it up, and that's your soul. Real talk. That's the only thing you come here with, and that's the only thing you gonna leave with. So everything else to that is what? Relative. So if something leave, that means it's time for a new cycle, a cycle of renewal. Identify. Then what you do? Process it. Light, frequency, sound. Get the information from it. And then change your process and go into your new cycle with the new energy. Transmute it to serve you better. Cycles close because that energy ain't serving you no more. How long you beat on a closed door? When you go to a building and you want to get food, if the motherfucking door closed and you can't get in, you gonna stay there beating on that door? You stay there beating on that door, what's gonna happen? You hungry. You gonna stay there beating on the locked door. The door done closed. Store closed. You gonna stay hungry, right? You ain't gonna get fed. Well, it's the same thing with a soul. Once the door closed, your soul there ready to move on so it could go eat. Exactly, Susan. Susan here, you with that education flow. She's a divine teacher. That's facts. Identify, process, and progress. Exactly. Your soul standing there. Your soul can't eat no more. That door closed. That door closed. That restaurant, man, look at the spell work in that word. You go to a restaurant, you rest in your soul. You taking the tour. Shit's real. When you go to the restaurant, you rest your soul. You taking a tour. You dampen your frequency, right or wrong, right? You eating. Diverting blood from where? The brain. Where's your soul at? Right there in the back of your brain. You are resting. So let's talk about it. Let's take it there. Your soul at the restaurant. You ain't eat nothing. Time to go. And it's time for me to go. So I got 30 seconds left, you guys. But I want y'all to go in peace, power, and protection today. I'm going to wave to y'all, you know. And just remember, we rising, you keep rising. Peace.
ICE raided Chicago South Shore apartments and detained Black American citizens. They raided South Shore apartments in Chicago, dragged women, children, men out of their beds without clothes, zip-tied children, had people at gunpoint, demanded their names, their birth, and if they had any warrants. Said that they were looking for Venezuelan gangs. Right? Venezuelan gangs. Don't confirm whether they found any of these Venezuelan gangs. And then he said if you had a warrant on any kind of infractions, you will not be let go. And disappeared these people. Some people were let out, and they are saying some people are currently missing. They are going to use these ICE raids like how they use no-knock warrants and X, Y, and Z to bag up Black people and hopefully catch people with any kind of infractions or X, Y, and Z on their record and not let them go. And say we just came across them while in a ICE raid. Black people, pay attention. Pay attention and protect yourself.
Unclothed children and Black people, U.S. citizens, were detained by immigration. Yes, this happened on September 30th at around 1 a.m. in the middle of the night. These children were ripped from their beds, sleeping, and thrown in vans, thrown in rental vans, and detained. Naked, DHS claimed that this brutal raid targeted members of the Venezuelan gang Tren de Aragua. This was at 1 o'clock in the morning. These kids that lived in this apartment building will be traumatized for years to come. 300 federal agents from FBI to ATF, which is the alcohol, tobacco, firearms, and explosive, and border control. Helicopters landing on roofs. People jumping out of the helicopters. This whole theatrical, horrific scene in the middle of the night. A 67-year-old man, a 67-year-old Black man, U.S. citizen, and there were other individuals who are Black who were also U.S. citizens who were arrested according to CBS. Okay? This man, Roderick Johnson, ripped out of his home, U.S. citizen. He was held for 3 hours until they let him go. 4 U.S. citizen children ripped out of their beds in the middle of the night. They didn't even allow these kids to put clothes on. Are you kidding me? And they're U.S. citizens. According to WBEZ Chicago, these federal agents were kicking down doors, ransacking apartments, throwing people's belongings from the apartments into the hallways, trashing their apartments, breaking everything in the apartments, breaking the doors. These people are U.S. citizens that they were doing these things to. I couldn't care less if Venezuelan gang members are deported, arrested and deported. But what the government is doing is horrific It's traumatizing. It's brutal, it's aggressive, and it's wrong. It's just that simple. I will keep you updated on this. I don't know how anyone can think that this is okay. I'll keep you updated. Please like, follow, and share so that I can continue to provide you with content.
I spoke to one woman who actually lives in this building, and she says she was detained by ICE agents overnight, and she says they took everyone and then asked questions later.
They just treated us like we were nothing.
Patricia Fisher says she came out to the hallway of her apartment complex on the corner of 75th and South Shore Drive in her nightgown around 10 Monday night, only to find ICE agents yelling police.
It was scary because I've never had a gun put in my face. They asked my name and my date of birth and asked me did I have any warrants, and I told them no, I didn't.
She says she was then handcuffed and released around 3 a.m. Fisher says she was told if anyone had any kind of warrant out for them, even if it was unrelated to immigration, they would not be released. Citizen App video shows the chaotic scene overnight. Neighbors tell us there were dozens of ICE agents. Neighbors like Ebony Watson says they ducked for cover as they heard several flashbangs go off.
They was terrified. The kids was crying. People was screaming. They looked very distraught.